Welcome to this week's video from Delhi Sustainable Farms. This week we're going to show another recipe, and this one involves eye of the round roast, which is a specific portion of the round that is the most tender out of that section. Not the most tender cut of beef on an entire animal, but have the round section. So this, they took the eye, like I said, out of the round, and now this left strictly as a roast. And this is fantastic for roast beef, which is kind of roughly what we're going to do tonight. We're going to put this on the grill for at least an hour, and then slice it up real thin and eat it as is, or you can make a sandwich out of it, kind of whatever. So the first thing you do is take it out of the package. And then there's still this, some people call it silver skin, some people call it fascia, but it's this pretty tough outside layer of white on the roast. And so I'm going to cut some of this off to make it better to eat once it's when it's cooked and ready to eat. So that is going to be the first step. The second step, I'm going to use some yellow mustard in our beef dry rub, which you can find on our website. And then we'll coat it with that yellow mustard to kind of use it as the base to hold the seasoning on. Some people use olive oil. It's kind of up to you, but I found that yellow mustard works well and does not leave a mustardy taste to the meat afterwards. And then put the dry rub on, and then we'll take it to the grill. Alright, so now we're out here at the grill. We let the chimney get the fire ready all the way until there are flames coming out the top of it, and then pour it off to one side of the grill. I'm going to put the eye of the round on the opposite side of the grill. That way it cooks with an indirect heat. So kind of off over to the side. Make sure you get any leftover seasonings on there. And then I also added some mesquite wood to it to kind of give it a little more smoke and smoky flavor. And I have a temperature probe, that way I can read the temperature, what the temperature is going to be from inside, which is extremely handy. So that is all it takes. I'm going to add a little bit more mesquite wood to the top. I put it some at the base of the fire, so I'm now going to add a little to the top. And we are going to put the lid on, and I'm going to monitor the temperature until it hits that 140 mark, and I assume that it's going to be a little bit, probably about 30 to 45 minutes for this size of eye of the round, but I'm going to have a temperature probe, and I'm going to check it until it reaches 140 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about medium rare. So we will just kind of watch this, and then we'll show you what the finished product is. Cooking this is extremely easy. You just throw it on the grill and you can walk away and forget about it for a little while. So stay tuned. So now the roast is done. We did let it rest for about 20-ish minutes to kind of let it cool down, let the juices kind of reabsorb back into the meat. I left it uncovered in the oven, but the oven was off, that way it could have a place to rest. So now I cut it in half as well. I'll kind of show you. It's a nice kind of medium color to it, a little bit of pink in the middle. So then when you're cutting this to make it as most tender, you have to cut it against the grain. So the grains on this particular roast are running lengthwise. So then you're going to make cuts perpendicular to the grain of meat to make it as short as possible. That way when you cut it up, to eat it, it's more tender that way. If you're going to cut it this way, lengthwise, it's going to be very tough to eat. So cutting it against the grain of the muscle fibers is the proper way to cut it. So with this, we're going to cut it up into small sections and maybe put it on some of the bread for a sandwich. Maybe just cut it up and eat it as it is. So that is the plan with it. You could also, if you had a meat slicer, which we actually do have, maybe tomorrow for leftovers, we'll run it through that, or even for lunch, and then have roast beef sandwiches. So those are a couple different things you could do with this roast now that it's cooked. So if you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the videos below so you can stay up to date on all of them. If you have any comments, be sure to put those below as well, and we'll get back to you with any questions or concerns you may have. We hope you try this recipe and enjoy it. So we'll see you again next week.